We're going to start with this one here. Going to make sure it's broken up a little bit. It's been outside, so there may be some other seeds that blew in, but as you can see, the soil's really nice. And what I need to find out right now is which one of these guys is more adaptable to go in there. So let's take a look here. Oh, okay, we'll start with these guys here, I think. Alright, so let's start with that there. We'll put that there. Alright, so what I want to do here is make it so that we're not hurting anybody else, but we are going to give him a better birthing area. There we go. And then we will keep these guys inside this time. It's going to start getting cold out. Even though this is September, we are going to start going into some colder times of the year. So as you can see, that guy's finished. We'll put him up there for right now. Now, let's see here. If I take this down, I might break my phone. There we go. Sorry, I was cleaning it on the phone. Stop. My fault. Sorry about that, everybody. So, gotta put some of this dirt in somewhere. There's just too much. I gotta have a little bit. Okay, there we go. So I can stir it up, make sure this is fertile. This isn't the dirt out of the garden yet. But I think I'm gonna do this with this guy here. Let's put him. I got one plant over here I think I'm gonna have to put in here. I'm gonna have to transfer him from this one. Just to probably try to save him. Okay. To right here. And I'm like, don't do it. Come on now. This is all the same fertilizer, so it's all the same dirt. And I want to make sure, there we are, that I'm trying to save him, okay? That's kind of the reason why I'm doing that, but I can take a different plant then and put it in where he was at. So, I want to find out what was going on with this dirt in here and why it wasn't. Sorry about that, everybody. So, put that right there like that. And then I'm going to use a spoon to put some of that in there. Looks like they... Okay, so the reason why I'm doing... These are reapers. So if anybody ever wants to know where I get my stuff and what I do, this is what I do. So that if you ever get anything from me or you ever want something, you can see that I try my best. I got a really good growing rate though, so believe it or not, it's actually better than most people's growing rate. So we want them to be able to stand up, so I'm going to use a little of this dirt here, put them around there. You know, flowers and stuff are kind of like animals, you know, it's kind of like you got to take care of them. Did you know music and stuff can actually help them out too? So that guy's all done, so we'll put him back in there like that. Have some reapers in there. So now let's do some other transplants. We will transplant something like this here. Take a little dirt out in order to make a hole, then we'll put the dirt back in. Should be water, so the water can escape. You don't want water to stay in, otherwise it'll get bad. Okay, and so, and I'm taking this out. Now there's a couple of these plants that did not survive. That's natural. If anybody, you can't get mad if something doesn't always survive. It's not common for every single seed to ever survive. Just depends on the environment that you have it in. So that's what I'm doing here. And I've got more stuff downstairs. We're going to put it under grow lights during the winter time, so that there'll be grow lights, and hopefully they will be nice and strong for next year. And then with the new stuff coming in play, there we go, that guy's ready to go. So as you can see, he's ready. And I know sometimes people look at me like I'm freaking crazy, but it makes sense to me. So we will have two smaller ones here. I gotta take some of it out of both of these. So I'm gonna put two in here. A little bit bigger of a growing area. I don't know if this guy's gonna survive. He's acting kind of sickly, but that doesn't mean you got to give up on him. Just means he might just need a little extra tender care. Okay. So if we give him that extra care, he may surprise us and be the biggest one out of everybody. People give up too fast on things, and in life you don't want to give up. You always want to push. And I kind of, oh, there we go. You don't want to bend him. It's funny, saplings, I used to always learn about the mustard seed and how important the mustard seed is. So we're gonna get him done. That stuff there never produced anything. So then we're gonna use this guy here. He's been outside, so he's gonna be a little more adaptive, but we can grow him in here. There he is. Okay. Oops. There we go. Now let's get some stuff in there for him. Now he's been outside for a couple weeks, and he's going to be a little bit different, even though it is a reaper. He's going to be a little more prone because he hasn't been inside. He hasn't been babied. He's been working on his own. He's been doing the best he can. So we've got him ready to go. After you transplant them, always make sure to give them water and stuff like that. Just because. Alright, so I need 2 more. Got 2 more in here that need to be transplanted. Okay, so we're going to transplant these next 2. Give me my chair. I need a chair. Sorry. Alright, so we're going to do it this way. I think some other seeds got into my other plants, so I'm going to be careful with that. I'm trying to figure out what's what here. Let me take out some of the dirt. That's all that's in there is dirt. Okay. And then what I'm doing is we're going to transplant. If I can keep it up to the sides, it's dry in there, so. I know everybody's like, oh, what a boring thing. I know I'm a very boring person, but I get my plants to survive. And put them in competitions. I was telling everybody earlier, not the Carolina, just capsaicin in general has been known to help kill cancer cells. So a lot of times what I'm doing, and I'm hoping, even though I'm not trying to find a cure for anything, but maybe, just maybe, somewhere down the road, somebody may ask me for my reapers to experiment with the capsaicin, and maybe it can save your life or somebody else's life down the road for making awareness to what we're doing. And the whole thing is to have awareness to it and keep things away from big pharmaceuticals, even though, you know, I don't put down big pharmaceutical. I'm sure they do a good enough job, but the whole idea is, you know, medicine's too expensive, and it's one of them things to where I wish I could do more for people. I really do. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna have to get out another one of my big plant things, 4. That'll be fine. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So I can do 14 now. So let's go ahead and do 14 of these guys, and oh, son of a biscuit. My dad years ago taught me to say son of a biscuit instead of cussing. I know people make fun of me all the time for saying it, but it is what it is. Okay, so got these little guys in here now. They're ready to go. So let's get these other guys up and going. And I think I'm just going to leave that guy alone there. He's not what I want to deal with. So I'll have to pull this guy aside. And we will go ahead and try to 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8. 9, 10. 9, 10. Sorry, I'm getting everybody out. 10, 11, 12, and 13. So, well, you don't want to go. He should go, though. He's not connected, is he? No, he's not connected. Sorry, these things are a little bit stubborn sometimes. There we go. Alright, let's transplant these guys now, and then we will put them where they need to be. So, let's not kill them at all. So, every transplant first. So, this is something to do with your kids. You know, they look at the small tools you got to use for this. They don't, and granted, everybody's like, why don't you just go buy, you know, that's fine. But, you know, when you do it on your own, and you can do it, and you do it with your kids or whatnot, a lot of stuff I like to do with my daughter, so that her and I not only have an experience together, but it's like raising an animal, you know. You got a plant. Granted, the kids don't look at it that deep, but it's just a project, man. People get weirded out over the weirdest things, but we have fun doing it. And these, okay, and I'll put water with everybody as I get done, and he'll get a bigger one in him, but these guys aren't big enough to go in anything quite that elaborate yet. Okay, so he's done. He's a single one, so there's a couple of these that are singles, like they're doubles. And I'm taking that dirt, putting it in there. Just, okay, so. Man, this has a lot of stick in it. A lot of sticks. Okay, next one, let's see here. Alright, so, let's get this guy out. Right now, they're at a stage where they can break very, very easily. But, if you look at the root system, root systems are actually pretty big. I know. You guys are looking at me like I'm weird. So up and down they put fish eggs in this stuff sometimes. It looks like fish eggs anyway. It might be, because it's good fertilizer. Fish eggs are good fertilizer. Bat guano is good fertilizer. Rabbit. The reason why rabbit and bat guano is because they don't have like seeds and stuff like cattle and stuff do. Some of the worst though is like horse manure. You don't want to use that because there's too much nitrogen and a couple other things in it. So you want to be very cautious with that stuff. Okay. So I know a lot of people, they try, you know, but there's a reason why you don't use certain types. It's because either the nitrogen level, too high, or, I finally became the boring guy. You're right, I'm boring people, I'm sorry. There we are. So, you see what I'm doing, just being careful. Fish is good for plants. If you ever get a chance and you have a area where there's fish or whatever, take the fish stuff, catfish, bass, whatever it is, and when you gut it, then put it on your garden. It's really good actually for your plants. I am just an amateur on everything I do. Do not anybody ever sit there and look, what's he know about? I don't know nothing. I don't say I do. I'm just doing it, and if you want to watch, you're more than welcome to. I'm just giving you some ideas, the stuff to do with your kids. And when I have my daughter, when she's younger, when they're younger, they enjoy this stuff. As they get older, they want to play with their friends. So, you have to include their friends in a lot of stuff, okay? So if you include their friends, they will love to do this stuff when you include their friends. And as you can see, I drop everything all the time. There they are. His root system's coming out right there, so we'll get some dirt on his root system. Always, always, always protect that root system. That is what's going to help them grow. Okay? Alright, 2 more. That guy over here, he just doesn't want to stay up. He just, like, literally just wants to die. And I don't know why. There, something like that. We'll be alright. Okay, 2 more. Okay. So, And I tell a lot of my military buddies that PTSD to do this kind of stuff also. You may think you're bored, but you know what? As you're doing it, it takes your mind off of your depression. It takes your mind off of what you're thinking about. Helps my mind anyway. And yes, I work, and yes, I've got a job and stuff, but you always got to take time out for yourself. You always got to do some stuff that'll make, you know, that makes you, put you back in a happy mode. And I know a lot of people don't like it, but I think I grew up watching like Mr. Rogers and stuff like that, and I'm never a Mr. Rogers, you know. And he was a pastor and preached, but he loved kids, and he believed, you know, he's where I got that term, you know, do whatever you can for the kids. Their work is their play. That's their job. Their job is to play. And so many people get mad because, well, let's face it, but Mr. Rogers, you know, he went and he believed in kids. It wasn't like today where the people are greedy and they use stuff like that and they use stuff against people or whatnot. You know, he really did care. And I think that's what a lot of people, I gotta put that down there, a lot of people don't always understand all the time, is when people actually care and they go out of their way to do things. And kids are a big part of caring. You know, you want to do as much as you can, but our future is with our kids, man, you know? And so many people, they want to use excuses, but they forget to go take care of the kids. And they want the credit for kids, they just don't want to take care of the kids. I hate when people have like handicapped children or whatever else. You can tell when they're lying to you. You know, it's all about them and their kid this, their kid that, and everybody gives them credit, but no one's paying attention. I pay attention to the parents. And there's so many parents out there, they want the credit for their autistic kids or their handicapped kids or whatever else. But when it comes down to, squirrel's throwing stuff at me. He's mad because I'm outside. And you know, that's not the way to be, you know? And me and my mouth, I call people out too often. Because kids are kids. Not a single kid technically is ever handicapped or has a disability. It's just as they're growing, they get to do things a little bit differently every once in a while. Just because they have a disability doesn't mean we have to look at them like they have a disability. They have strengths and weaknesses like all the rest of us, and that's what makes them great. So, protect the kid, protect your children, you'll protect the future. And I think sometimes we forgot how to do that. Now we're getting into politicians that want to get rid of the kids. They want to abort the kids. They don't kind of have families because, oh, it's just, but you want to know something? That's not what makes us great. What makes us great is taking what we have and learning from it and making it better. And our kids then learn that and they make things better. So people that have problems with that are some of the first people that I look at that don't want to have kids. They don't care about the future. So, like I said, everything I do in the hopes that my daughter and her sister, and her cousins, and my nephews and everything else will enjoy what we do, because I do a lot of projects. And I love doing them, especially with the ice cream socials. Anything with ice cream I'll go do. Now, why am I talking while I'm doing this? So that every one of you guys can see that I'm transplanting these plants that are going to raise. You guys get to see these almost every day, so you get to watch them from the time I plant them to the time that they will start bearing fruit. And some of them will watch them die, because that happens, you know, there's not much we can do about that. And when that happens, you know, it's no one's fault, they just die. And I think next year, instead of having a big garden like I do all the time, I may just put a bunch of flowers where I buried Spike at. I've really missed Spike all this whole year. In case y'all are new to this, you don't know who Spike is. Spike was my beautiful black lab I had, and he went with me everywhere I went. But now that he's gone, I miss him. Everybody's like, why don't you get another dog? It's because the places I go, I can't take him now. I can't take another dog. I could take Spike because I arranged it, but now that they know that you know, you can't do it if they already know you don't have a dog. I am a big animal lover. Okay, so we got those two. Let me get to a couple more over here. Let's see here, what's next? You're next. Let's go ahead and get you out there. Okay. So, we might hit this one off perfect, actually. Put you in there like that. Now, there's a couple of these that have 2 in there, and I don't know if they're both going to survive or not. Maybe the root systems will combine. I don't know. I'm not a botanist. I'm not a professional. I'm just an amateur. But I love to do this stuff, especially outside, because all you got to do is sweep it into the grass. Yeah, and I know people look at me all the time like I'm freaking crazy. I'm probably talking to a phone that's not even on right now. Oh, we're still recording. I had to check. I've done that before. I already know I talk to myself. Okay, what's next? 2 more. I might be able to take those out and put 4 eggs in there. We'll see. Give me a minute here, folks. A lot of this dirt I'll take out and put it in something else then. Or I will create a whole nother genre. Okay, that guy can go there. Hello. I know you guys have all been doing great with the sunlight. Alright, put that guy right there. Alright. Squirrel, I mean seriously, the squirrel's purposely knocking nuts on me. He's up in the tree knocking nuts on me. He thinks he's funny. He's mad at me because I won't let him chew up my door to the inside of the house. So he's actually really mad at me right now. Because I put capsaicin on my doors so that when they eat it, they won't eat it no more. It doesn't hurt them. It just scares them because they're like hot. It's like hot sauce, hot pepper, whatever. Okay, let's see what we got now. Hold on now, let me get the other stuff. Let's see. Okay, that one's done, that one's done. This one's finished. Okay, those all can come out now. These are all finished. Okay. Got a couple that are finishing here, but I will have to, I guess, won't tear off, will it? Okay. Well, let's do this. We will put that right there like that. Put this right here like that. I'm getting over there to show you guys what I'm doing. Give me a minute, okay? Okay. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to cut these off right there. And over here then I'm going to put the ones that I have that are nice and strong. So 1 and 2. But, oh, this guy here is an actual one, so I can put him over there also. He is one of the newer ones. There's an actual reaper in there, by the way. So in case you're wondering, there is a reaper in there. It's the full thing though. It's all the seeds. So I'm gonna see how that goes. So we got that there. Now I got all those other ones transplanted, and I guess I can put him in there and we'll be good. Shoot, let's do that then. So bear with me here. So we'll stay right there. We're going to put this last one in just here. I will take some of this dirt out. Put it in there. I don't like ruining my dirt all the time, but this stuff is not always the cheapest either. Okay, let's see what we got. Shoot. We are going to take him out. And hopefully he'll survive. So, then take the dirt from the edges. We will be making bread and stuff with Gracie. I like to do stuff with Gracie, but right now, so you guys can see what we'll be doing with her. So you guys can, if you want your kids to watch, you can see everything we do is safe and fun. And we don't tolerate any negativity. I know people laugh at me when I say that, but it's true. There's just too many negative people out there. So let's make sure everybody's got enough dirt. Okay, he's ready. Perfect. Okay, so he's ready. Those guys are ready. Who else needs some dirt? Alright, so this guy here, he's been doing really good, but he needs some more dirt. And the reason why he needs dirt is so that he stays firmly planted in there. Okay. So anything that I got extra dirt with, which are these things down here, I still don't waste it. And so we'll put that in there like that, because it's got good nutrients in it. Okay. And not just him, I'm going to put it in a lot of different things. But I'm going to make sure he's nice and strong though. And he will be. But if I can get him to liven up a little bit, will be great. Okay, so he's ready to go. So, who's next? Who needs some more dirt? Now let me look in here and see how everybody's dirt selection is. Okay, this guy's growing big. So, we'll put a little more dirt in with him. I'm actually wanting to put him in a bigger... I might be able to put him in a bigger one. Let's see. Let's see what I got over here. Hold on. Alright. So, what I'll do... I'll put it down there like that. And then... him nice and transplanted in there like that. Now get his stuff out. Now he's bigger. Now he can grow bigger. But he's getting strong. Ooh, wind, 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 wind. Sorry, when you do this, make sure. Probably shouldn't do it on a windy day. I got one more to transplant there if I can. So we're going to take this out of these. Put it in there like that. The ones that weren't doing any more good. Now I do start mixing my garden stuff in with it over a while so they get used to the dirt and the nitrogen levels in the garden, because I do use cow manure in my garden. Cow manure still has a lot of seeds in it, which kind of bugs me, but tell you what, it's abundant, and cow manure is actually really, really good if you can get away from all the seeds. And then, like I said, when you want to do something all natural or whatnot, it works sometimes. There we go. Alright, so that guy's empty. So he's got some new dirt around him. He's good. Now, what else needs some dirt? Okay, these guys here. I'm taking away from my phone holder, which I apologize for. Okay, so this guy here needs some more dirt. Not very much more, but a little bit. And these things. Sorry, I save all this stuff, so I'll put it downstairs for next year's use. Now let's get this guy some dirt here. Okay. There we are. Alrighty then, we are doing good. This guy should actually be pretty happy he's getting some more dirt. It's just hold them up a little bit. I think sometimes there's two seeds in there and that's what's going on. Yeah, I know. Sometimes everybody's going to be feeling every time I don't know what I'm talking about. You're absolutely right. That's why I'm an amateur. I'm not sitting there trying to tell everybody that. I'm just sitting there showing you what I do. If you like it and you want to do it, go right ahead. You want to do it with your kids, that's kind of the point of me doing this like this. So, there we are. There, he'll be good. He's good to go. He is good to go. Now, these guys, as you can see, okay. Sometimes I get so many, I'll give them away as gifts. I got to add dirt to this one. I know exactly where to get it from. Join me. I'm going to go get, I know what to fill it up with. I got dirt already over in the garden ready to go. I got one more set that hasn't done anything. Look at this. That's what they're going to turn into. They're going to turn into those beauties right there. So, see this right here? I got plenty of dirt for them. Okay. And I got the two up there on the counter. Got one down here. We'll have to figure out this. Wait a minute. So I got to put dirt in there, and then I got to... see what I can do. guess we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. Do a little bit at a time, right? Is that how we do it? A little bit at a time? Okay. So, Gracie, if you ever get this, a lot of this is so that when my daughter gets old enough, she can see me and she'll know the stuff that I did. And that's got dirt in it, I don't want that. It's got other stuff too, but the dirt is going to drive me crazy. I want that stuff. It's a mix between dirt and what do you call it? It's soil from. There we go. There we go. That looks nice. I want a mixture of dirt and the fertilizer I have. So that way, it gets used to the dirt, but it also gets the nutrients from the fertilizer. All natural garden. What do you expect, man? People want stuff all natural. Yeah. Takes a little bit of effort to do it. And you want to make sure that that's ready to go. There we go. Okay, so those two things will stay outside. Plus, you get to play in the dirt, man. Who doesn't like playing in the dirt? All right, give me one of those. I already got that one taken care of. Oh, I see. This guy's going to be stubborn. I got two of them, though. May have to do one more just so that I can have an even mix, because there's two of them in here and they're both looking at me like I'm freaking nuts. Okay, put them in there. There you go, nice and neat. Any of the dirt. Need some of that stoop in there. And then I'll do one more and then we're done. Alright, so we'll put him over here. He's ready to go, and then we got the two up there, and we need to make one more. So, one more mess, right? See what we can do. I need to get this way. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Here, we're going to take this. Put that on there. Break it all up a little bit. Break it all up a little bit. And then I'll cut that one stuff off on the sides over there so that it can grow easier. See what I got here. Okay. I'll hose everything off when I'm done, in case everybody's wondering. Today is September 4th, anybody's asking, 2019. In case my daughter ever, later on in the future, ever watches this, I want you to know I love you. I care about you. Greatest thing that ever happened to me was my daughter. And so we try to avoid them. I'm trying to figure out if you are a weed or if you're a seed. Let's take a look. If I can find. He's a weed. He thought it'd be fun. They've been outside, so. Okay, let's go through here and chop this up so that the water can get through, and we will put the next guy on. Nope. Perfect. Alright. And so these will probably all be ready next year. But they'll grow pretty fast once you get them in. But like I said, once it starts getting cold out, I bring them inside the grow lights. I'll keep the grow lights down, and we'll feed them and everything else. But they're like roses. They know the season. So it's any man's guess, right? Okay, so we got him all done. Okay, and we are done. So I hope you all, you probably didn't learn anything, but, you know, I hope each and every one of you know that you matter and you're important. And I'm going to start taking all my stuff inside, but I got to cut that one out there because I don't like it like that. Anyway, yeah, I hope you all enjoy it. Let's see here now. Alright, so these are the Carolina Reeds. Probably give some to friends and family too. So if you guys want to see what they look like, aren't they pretty? I know, they're just newborns, but think about it. These things will grow very, very powerful. And someday these are the exact things that could cure cancer or give us a fighting chance in the world. Guess I should have became a botanist or something, but I'm a Marine. I like being a Marine. That's who I am.